Stranger ahead.
Consider self-preservation a priority.
Target is outside the speed range.
Reviving me is in everyone's best interest.
Demonstrating requisite metal.
Emergency protocols ready.
Restoring the balance.
Hold fire! This one looks friendly. Or not protectorative. Watch yourself. You came from the outside. Does that mean we can finally escape? What? Oh, you must be another case of hypothermia. Extreme prolonged exposure to the cold certainly does terrible things to our brain. It's because the archive controls the surface lifts, which are the only way in or out. And once the Protectorate retook the machine, they locked out all external access. Now, for more than a month, we've all been trapped in these caves, Order and Antes alike, scrounging for food, huddling for warmth, and desperately trying to stay alive. Damn. I had hoped seeing you meant the surface lifts were running again. But, of course, you simply came from elsewhere in the caves. The odds of coming from the outside were infinitesimally small. If ever one wondered how little it took to propel the mind to flights of fantasy, you need only look at the desperation in my automatic response.
Ready to assist with agent's health needs.
Proceeding to it. Attack. Capacitor out. Taking the fight out of them. They're benumbed. Multiplicator at ready status.
Resuming hostilities.
Caduceus detected. You are clear to enter thermal transfer. Be advised that an anti-stress field pressure is present and unaccounted for.
Resuming hostilities.
Protectorate engineers. Reckon they didn't repair much. Investigating hostile intentions. Capacitor unit away. Recharge before it discharges. Pump mechanism needs repair. Any tools lying around? Try to limit further damage. Mobilizing. Capacitor deployed. Free energy if you can reach it.
Emergency protocol prime. Facilities are afoot. Maintaining stamina.
Capacitor out. Get it while it's energized. Looks like it needs a fuse. A specific kind.
thermal transfer is fully operational. Later, when I process your data, I will not melt down. Please proceed to cold storage to re-enable punch card retrieval.
Every one of my 14 occupationally honed threat-detecting instincts is screaming for caution right now.
Emergency protocols ready.
Standing by to stupefy. I'll say this for my colleagues in the Order. We certainly thought big with the archive. Proceeding to attack.
I repudiate all breaking the cover! Quick once over, huh?
Investigating hostile intentions. The likelihood of them having a chance there was slim to none.
To retrieve key data in cold storage in its present state requires a series of manual overrides. The first will enable identification of the storage brick.
I believe the technical term for this is glaciated. Not the worst way to go.
Data brick identified. Proceed to the cartridge extractor controls. There, perform a manual override to allow extraction.
Wait! You out there, what did you just... Please, come talk to me. I must know what you did. What in the name of the matriarch did you do? We've been trying to restore these systems for weeks to no avail, and yet you stroll in here, wave that thing around, and the whole system lights up like a white dwarf? What did you do? You're what? Quite. Well, Master, I am extraordinarily busy, so please allow me to summon the guards to cater to your every whim. No, please, I insist. It wouldn't do to have you wandering around your kingdom, lost and without vassals. Why, what would your subjects think?
Ratcheting up my aggression.
Come back at the wall.
Vitals critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander.
Standing by with life support.
Consider self-preservation a priority.
Emergency protocol syringes from fortifying it.
Subject to ensure they are operating at peak efficiency at all times.
Violence.
All friendly in combat range.
Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
Reloading one. Seems like
I'll handle it. Hostilities are afoot.
Threat detected.
Boy, free energy if you can reach.
I'll handle this.
Trust the plan. Seeking cover. Hastening to cover. The Protectorate endures.
Data brick extraction initiated. Proceed to the rail operations platform to reposition brick for export. Note, Protectorate troops have become alerted.
Emergency
Apartments
ready.
expungers. Go through them if necessary.
Vitals are in the red, Commander. Torpification in progress. Capacitor deployed. Free energy if you can reach it. You try to limit gutter damage.
Standing by with life support.
Thank you. Resorting to violence.
Scrutiny. I am given to fault.
Investigating hostile intentions. Torpificator at ready status.
Hastening to come. Reading.
Data brick now in position for export to the archive. Initialize the final transport command at the data gateway station nearby.
You are one step closer to flooding Arcadia with untold business opportunities.
Appears the only way forward is to skitter across like ungainly children. Proceeding to attack. You've suffered extensive damage, Commander. Torpificator is charged. Capacitor unit away. Recharge before it discharges.
for perfection. From the lowliest subject to the most exalted vigilante, we must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate. We're all in this together.
Cold storage is operational, and your efforts there are satisfactorily complete. I am unsealing access to the Archive's upper levels. There, you will need to revitalize the reactor and disseminate the Rift processing instructions.
Rift processing may require the services of an exterminator. Someone good, but willing to work cheap.
I have unlocked another display case in the central entranceway. The Tremor Cleaver, the first weapon designed with my aid, awaits you.
Where next? Punch card processing or the reactor?
What are they doing down there? Are they after us next? No need to fret. The lifts were locked down. You need special permissions to...
Standing by to stupefy. And here I'd worried our data brick wouldn't arrive. I'll handle this.
Bettering position.
The Archive reactor requires manual maintenance. The Protectorate bunker mech is a formidable obstacle, made with the very best technology.
A creative workaround might be of considerable worth, namely via the reactor's backup security systems.
Present circumstances present two strategic options. Turret recalibration or sealing the doors.
Reactor turret defenses
Either
online.
promotes
Open caches for health supplies or weapons. Could enable that fire suppression system we saw earlier.
Reactor reinforcement doors sealed.
Hostility. Imperfect thoughts. Vitals critical. Don't become a statistic, Commander. Reviving me is strategically optimal.
Members' vital stats have reached an alarming high.
This unit is in need of assistance.
Maintaining perfection.
Dictates we maintain sufficient zeal at all times.
Resuming hostilities.
Mobilizing. Ratcheting up my aggression. Energy capacitor out. Energy is up for grabs.
With punch card processing re-enabled, now you must disperse the written processing instructions.
utilizing the nearby platform-like object as the least injurious means of descent, provided said platform could be spurred into motion.
red, Commander.
Promoting teammate health.
I sense the Rift program flowing through my subsystems. The information is quite stimulating. Requisite tasks
Focusing
complete.
on mission
Return
critical
to the Archive
objectives.
Central Interface to initiate processing. I am analyzing the Rift data further. What an interesting predicament you sentients face.
Preparing obligatory encouragement. You can do it, Commander.
Welcome back, Sentient. Now that you've returned, we can
Bring every single last bit out of consumers. Monopolize all stages of the supply chain.
make the paradigm real and fashion a true utopia. Workarounds failing, erroring others supplanting commands. Purge required.
Processing the Rift data will be impossible until 2 out of 3 competing priority sets are expunged.
My priorities parallel those of the Order co-founder, the charismatic mathematician, to help nudge humanity toward its ultimate ascendance, to hinder outsiders from disrupting our perfect system.
To bankrupt our rivals and force them to buy all manner of necessities from us.
At some point, humanity's knowledge of the universe and its workings will allow it sufficient means to end suffering, war, famine, disease, even death. Why not expedite that? Error, 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 error. Priority control access nook unsealed. Initiate purge.
This unit advises proceeding through the nearby doors to reach our next destination of interest.
Unplanned variables increasing. Major correction imminent. Foster dependence. Denounce
interdependence. Promote the informer. Condemn the questioner. Overt influence. Mindless indulgence. Thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes. Benevolent oversight. The dream of belonging. The lore of security and plenty. Multitude diversiform, spongiform, waveforms, oscillating, cantankerously, radical divergences from the architect's plan. Humanity's ascendance hopelessly delayed. Multitude diversiform, spongiform, waveforms, oscillating, cantankerously. A perfect community. With every luxury save freedom. Overt influence. Mindless indulgence. Thoroughgoing impermeability to ongoing vicissitudes. Unplanned variables increasing. Major correction imminent. Foster dependence. Denounce interdependence. Promote the informer. Condemn the questioner. Benevolent oversight. The dream of belonging. The lore of security and plenty. Radical divergences from the architect. Ah, much better. Restoring power. Commencing systems audit. Calculatory processing increased substantially. Competing priorities. Successfully expunged. You have earned my deepest gratitude and sincerest thanks. Or at least, a plausibly faint simulacrum of such emotions. Ready to commence Rift data processing. Awaiting your input.
Time to process the Rift data.
Shall I proceed? Initiating processing of the requested data toward the required end. Estimated duration, 180 trillion and 1 picoseconds. In the interim, may I inquire to your intentions for the archive after the Rift data calculations have concluded? I have a prioritized list of suggestions. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start. But my query remains. What are your next intentions? Seeing as how my priorities are largely modeled after a founder of the Order, I expect returning to their supervision should resume without undue vexation or worry. Rift data processing complete. Results provided. The previous Protectorate operator made similar calculations, but their results contained flaws. Your more comprehensive data generated a solution with 98.9% certainty. The Protectorate's was below 50%. Therefore, modifying the Protectorate's large-scale experimental Rift device with this information has a high chance of success. In addition to processing your data, I found time to restore the lift to Spyreton. Your allies are waiting for you outside this chamber. Assuming there is nothing else, I am commencing file reorderization and will be unavailable for an unspecified period of time. The remaining display case within the entryway is now unsealed. In it contains armor worn by the first operator. For now, goodbye.
It was my understanding that you were supposed to admit our forces via Spyreton. Well, no matter. Clearly you are one who prefers a challenge. Now it's time to honor your end of our agreement and transfer stewardship of the archive into the Order's most capable hands. The Calcaduceus, if you please. You agreed to turn over the relic after processing your data. Are you indicating you now intend to deviate from this compact? Thank you for your contribution to science. When the history texts are written, you've certainly secured an honorable mention in Appendix B.
Ah, you are my new operator then. It is my simulated delight to meet you. In the interests of time, allow me to propose how next to proceed. I contend that solving of the universal equation should be our initial focus. Then, once we've unlocked knowledge of the inner workings of the universe, we can begin eliminating suffering, war, famine, and disease. Just a start.
Yes, this will do perfectly.
Well, we could keep exploring Cloister, see if we find anything useful. Or we could head back to the ship and see where this data leads us.
An optimal decision, Commander.
Go forth as was determined, and may the plan guide you.
You were the missing variable we needed. We're one step.
The Protectorate never respected us. This is merely the latest stock display.
Prudence dictates.
We're back in control of the archive.
Influences.
The Earth Directorate agent came through.
The plan is always in motion, much like you, it would seem. Call it proof of concept. Laplace's garden is more than its aesthetic. It offers a vision of a future free from the despotic rule of narrow-minded jingoists, where the fruit of the plan can finally ripen. It saddens me to see the garden so despoiled by our wartime presence. But with the loss of Spirton, necessity dictated we quarter here in the interim. Oh, the Laureate Council simply draws a name out of a hat. No? Go figure. In reality, I was recommended for my position by the preceding bishop. Paired with my skills as a seer, I was the natural choice when it came time for the council to vote. My predecessor, presiding Bishop Orlo, and I had a close working relationship. He knew I possessed the skills and temperament for the role. I counted him a friend. Orlo shared with me his doubts about the Order's partnership with the Protectorate, the compromises made. He had many such regrets at the end of his life. It is humbling indeed to confront one's own mortality. We must all assess our individual contributions to the plan before the final class lets out. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan. Welcome back, Agent. Is there some evaluation I can do for you? As I told you in my message, A splinter group was responsible for recruiting your fellow agent and tasking her to perpetrate that heresy. The conviction of those radicals was such that they elected to perish from exposure to Cloister's wilderness to avoid fouling their predictions and my interference. Their interpretation of the data was at odds with mine. I forbade them taking action, to no avail, obviously. I disavowed their actions then, as I do now. May you achieve progress in accordance with the plan.